Hello and welcome again. In this lecture, we will explain the definition of entitlements versus the definition of license. Those two expressions are being used interchangeably in context in many articles and resources related to software asset management and license management. First, licensing. At the core, the term license refers to the terms and conditions of use of a product or service. Licenses are the caveats and the boundaries attached to the use of a specific good or service. While entitlements, on the other hand, represent the right of use for an individual or organization. This right to use can consist of multiple services or products and has virtually no limitation in terms of scope, like time, usage, breadth, or depth. But the central consolidation and management of entitlements is the glue that enables an organization to holistically start to focus on the customer experience. For example, we will take an example like your car license versus your entitlement to use your car. When you have a car license, in the car license, it's mentioning the details of the car, and without a valid car license, you can't drive that specific car. And some modifications, like a new motor or color, should be notified to the traffic department to modify the license for you, and you will have to pay fees for that. So this is like software license. You can't use a specific software unless you have a license for it. And in the car license, the details and attributes of the car are mentioned. And if the license is absent or the attributes are different from reality, like motor number or color of the car, you will face a legal problem. Speaking about your entitlement to use the car, while we said that the license limit your use to a specific car, it doesn't limit how often you can use the car or how far you can travel with it. And that's your entitlement. You have the right to use your car without limits as long as it is within the terms and conditions mentioned in the license. Another example, this situation might vary if the car is rental car. If you have rented the car, there might be limitations on the distance you can cover every day with the car. There might be limitations if you can go with the car outside the city or not. So these are different types of entitlements for another different situation of acquiring the car. That this car in this case is rental, it's not owned by you. So this, in brief, were the difference between entitlements and license. The right to use is uniquely customer defined. It can serve as a catalyst for organizations to consider how they want their customers to interact with them, how their customers may want to consume the products and services they offer, and how, as a vendor in the ecosystem, they can come to understand, document, and execute strategies in the fulfillment of that customer centricity goal. It's easy to understand how this big picture can get lost in the maelstrom of day-to-day tactical survival of fast-paced environments of today. Thank you very much. This was all for this lecture, and see you next lecture.